Like, since Cyberpunk 2077, it feels like you people have been in, like, a death spiral and just don't want to admit it. You are an old man at the end of his life.
Alright, yo, what's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be responding to one of Harman Smith's videos where he says that gamers actually weaponize emulation against Nintendo, specifically PC gamers. So grab some popcorn, grab some chips, grab a soda, grab your PC, and get ready to throw it into a wood chipper. Okay, this is the fastest I ever paused a YouTube video that I've been responding to, but that has to be some of the most annoying background audio of all time. It's like some crickets or some shit in the background, bro. Like, this sounds like you recorded it off an easy bake oven. Now, to make this video less annoying to sit through, I actually used the strongest denoise filter on my editing software, but even then I couldn't fully eliminate the sound in the background.
Hello everyone, this is Cody Lee of BlackOutBooks.org. Author of I, the Dragon, Cool and Beautiful, Rabbit Hole, and King Theo. The PC gamers, the PC gamers constantly blowing themselves out. This is something I've talked about extensively at length several times now.
And every single time you talked about PC gaming or the Steam Deck, you just happen to be wrong, dude. I mean, there's a reason you can't get a positive like to dislike ratio on your PC gaming or Steam Deck videos.
It really has gotten a little bit worse. It really does feel like PC gamers are starting to realize that their platform of choice isn't interesting, it isn't innovative, it isn't new, it isn't fresh or exciting, so...
Alright, let me break this down, bro. A console is the same thing as a PC, but with a more restrictive operating system. So with that logic, consoles aren't new, they aren't innovative, and they aren't exciting.
As a result of that, their primary response to everything is that, Bayonetta 3, it's been leaked for a PC release. Monster Hunter Rise, that'll come to PC, still hasn't happened.
Whether the game releases on PC or not, you can always use emulation to play these games. Now, for legal reasons, you have to own the game and redump the cartridge onto your PC and just play using an emulator. But yeah, if a game doesn't come to PC, like with an official port, we can still play it.
All these third-party games, they'll all have their definitive versions on PC, and for the Nintendo games, we can just emulate those. Those aren't a big deal.
I mean, it's true, dude. We can just emulate those games. Now, it is a bit tricky to emulate on the Nintendo Switch. For me, it's personally just too much of a hassle, like I'll just play the games on Switch, whatever. But you can choose to emulate if you want to go through the trouble of doing that. Like, I don't know why you're here fighting for Nintendo like it's your family's honor, bro.
Not only is none of that true,
there are countless videos out there of people playing Nintendo Switch games emulated, and there are full-on tutorials on how to emulate games that are on the Nintendo Switch. I mean, you can sit here, seethe, cope, and mauled all you want. Emulation isn't going anywhere.
It's, the lies are really piling up and becoming more and more absurd and ridiculous. Like, we are getting to the point where people have been doing this for years, but I'm seeing it more and more. We are getting to the point where people are straight up saying that games are running perfectly fine on emulator.
Why does that bother you in the slightest? Like, you are a grown man sitting down worrying that other people can enjoy a video game on a different platform than you. How does somebody playing an emulated Switch game on their PC affect you in any way at all?
When they're not. Like, I was seeing people saying, like, Origami King was up and running right away. I was seeing people saying they were playing Three Houses, that they were playing, like, Odyssey, that they were playing Breath of the Wild. They kind of exclude all the steps necessary to get it to happen.
I mean, in some sort of way, he's kind of admitting here that emulation sucks because I'm too lazy to do the steps required.
Like the PC rig they need to have, the specific emulator, like the donations you have to spend on that emulator.
I have over 10 emulators, and not once have I ever had to pay to use any of them. This guy must have gotten his emulator out of like the bottom of a cereal box, and that's why it's asking him to pay money. Maybe he got it in a Kinder Surprise egg or some shit.
Like, having to pirate and download the game to begin with. Like,
and here we have another one of Harman's lies. You do not have to pirate a game to play it on an emulator. Yes, there are a lot of people out there that do that, but you do not have to pirate the games. You can just redump the cartridges of all of these old games, put it on your PC, and play completely legally. But for some odd reason, you seem to forget that part. But I feel like you purposely left that out to make PC gamers look bad so you can defend your fucking console.
you have to jump through all of these hoops in order to get a game that might run on PC. Might. And that is a big might, because
and if you're having trouble emulating a game on PC, there is almost always a fix. I mean, I was getting like 30 FPS in Mario Galaxy 2. I limited my threads to 4 for that game, and guess what? It went up to 60 perfectly fine.
It's bizarre, the weird kind of admissions that these people will kind of acknowledge if you're like going through a lot of these discussions and conversations. For example, like N64 games are coming to PC. What happened? The PC gamers tried to say they can just emulate all of them.
And guess what? They can emulate those games. I'm pretty sure there's actually Nintendo 64 emulators out there in your fucking browser. But I mean, you're free to sit here and deny its existence when it's literally proven right in front of your face.
But as it so happens, a lot of people were talking, like, a lot of people were admitting that, like, you know, a lot of these games, a lot of these N64 emulators, still, even in 2021, don't run all that well.
Have you tried using the RetroArch one or Project 64? Those two work great. I've never had an issue with them.
They're not like optimized for certain games. They don't run. Like they have issues. They have slowdown. They crash occasionally. Frame rate drops.
Okay, when Ocarina of Time came out, it was 20 frames per second, and that was okay for the time. Now, in 2023, we can play on an emulator and play it literally like 1000 FPS. Which one are you gonna notice more? A frame drop on a 1000 FPS game, or a frame drop on a 20 FPS game? You tell me.
There are a lot of problems that these games have. Excuse me, I need to live.
I'm not even joking, at this part of the video, he literally just gets up and like walks around his room or something for like an entire minute. I mean, why leave this in the video? Oh, I forgot, you hate PC, so you can't use an editing software to cut it out. Unlucky. So not only does this guy have a horrible opinion on emulation, he is also extremely clumsy.
Sorry, I'm in my home gym at the moment. I'm actually lifting. So,
I don't know why you brought up the fact that you're lifting in a video about how PC gamers weaponize emulation against Nintendo, but I mean, good for you, I guess.
The PC gamers are, at this moment, every time a new Nintendo Direct drops.
Why is he getting unironically mad over this, dude? It's video games.
They try to make excuses and justify why PC gaming is their preferred platform. Like, oh, that's getting a PC release. That'll be ported, that'll be emulated. Like, they just keep making shit up.
You have done that yourself!
It's ironic that you say that after making an entire video lying about PC gaming and emulation.
And more and more, I think it's going to be difficult to continue. It's going to continue to be difficult to do this. Like already with Wii games, you kind of struggle with with putting in the motion control sensors and things like that. Like that problem is only going to continue with games like Star Fox Zero and ARMS, games that heavily rely on motion control technology to work.
There are literally ways to hook your Wii remote up to your PC. Also, motion controls were cool when I was 5 years old, but I don't care about them anymore, dude. And if the game has forced motion controls, I probably won't play it. I mean, I don't want to sit there with the Wii remote in my hands and just flail my fucking hands around. Like, no thanks, dude. I'd rather just have a controller in my hand.
Star Fox Zero, I had confirmation, is still not emulated 5 years later. Like, you can make all the excuses you want. That like, oh man, people just don't want to play Star Fox Zero. But the reality is just that like you don't have every game on the Wii U library. You don't have every game on the Nintendo library.
You know, speaking of Nintendo libraries, you can play more Mario games on an emulator than you can on the Nintendo Switch.
If you're a subscriber to the Nintendo Switch Online, right? If you have access to these games, you can just hit a button and like download, like not even download, like they're already there. Like if you download the app for N64.
Okay, for all my Nintendo Switch Online owners out there, correct me if I'm wrong, but do they still do that shit where if you don't play your games online for like 7 days, they literally revoke the access to it until you connect to the internet again? I mean, yeah, I'm much happier playing it on my Steam Deck where I'm not forced to have an internet connection.
Like, you get Ocarina, you get Super Mario 64, you get Winback, you get Mario Tennis, you get Sin and Punishment? Like, all this crazy shit that you might not have even heard of, right, on emulators.
Is this guy seriously trying to imply that people might not have heard of Ocarina of Time? You know that's a lie.
Like, the definitive version of these games are on Nintendo hardware.
That's right, the definitive version of this game is the 720p 30 FPS version and not the 4K 100 FPS version on PC.
You are simulating that experience on PC.
Well, no shit.
Assuming you get these games at all.
I mean, are we really gonna talk about platforms not getting games when the PC has infinitely more games than the Nintendo Switch?
And the more you struggle and deny it, like the more people like me are going to continue making fun of you.
This is the most unself-aware thing I've ever heard in my life, dude. Come on.
Because you people are downright delusional. PC gaming cannot compete with Nintendo. In 2021 or in the future, PC gaming will continue to decline, and companies like Valve and Epic are going to continue to rely increasingly on consoles and especially smartphones to continue generating what revenue.
Yeah, gaming on a smartphone is about as enjoyable as tying my nuts to the back of a pickup truck and going for a joyride.
Blizzard is going downhill, Activision is going downhill, well, they're the same company.
You should edit that out, and your editing's... Oh, wait, you don't like PC, I forgot.
Sega, Konami, Capcom, Square Enix, like, what are you looking forward to?
The tens of thousands of games released every single year on PC.
Like, since Cyberpunk 2077, it feels like you people have been in, like, a death spiral and just don't want to admit it. You are an old man at the end of his life.
That's ironic that you say that, considering I'm like half your age, bro. I'm guessing you're like 40. I mean, I made a response to you a while back, and I titled it something like PC players are boomers as a joke, but now you're literally claiming that PC gamers are like old men at the end of their lives. So if you're a PC gamer out there and you're watching this video, Harman wants you to know that you're an old fucking man. You're older than King Tut in his casket.
Who just doesn't want to acknowledge that he spent his life, ruining his family and just ruining his entire, just lived a bad, just had a bad existence, and that he's going to hell because he has no idea. He had no idea what he was doing, what he was missing out on, what the value of living actually is.
The true value you get out of life is making a video where you're sitting on your couch defending a piece of plastic like it's your family's honor.
That's the PC gaming community. You don't know what makes consoles superior, and as a result of that, you have no idea what it means to be a gamer.
Oh no. Oh no! He's right, dude! I don't know what it means to be a gamer. I mean, he just fucking roasted me, bro. I mean, how will I ever live with myself knowing that I don't know how to be a gamer? Anyway, yeah, that's gonna wrap this abortion of a video up. Peace.